Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Lone Wolf Survival. And I'm Shane. And before we get started, I want to take a moment, and all of us here at Lone Wolf Wilderness Survival School want to let the families know of the fallen Marines in Chattanooga, Tennessee, that our thoughts and prayers are with them in this tragic event that's befell so close to where we live. And you know, it's tragic that something like this has happened, and it just kind of wakes you up to the reality of what's going on in these times we're in. And it makes being aware of your situation and aware of the surroundings and aware of what's going on in current events even more important now than ever, because something like this can happen. So once again, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the fallen Marines in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and God bless you. So what we're doing, this segment is a episode we're calling Airgun Ops. And like I've said before, what we're trying to do is we're trying to give you alternate techniques and tips on things. Anyone can take a rifle out in the woods, hunt for food with it. Anyone can take, you know, a large amount of ammo with them and a backpack. But what we're looking at is, you know, long-term sustainability, lightweight movements, and looking at some different avenues that you can go, some inexpensive avenues actually. You know, we're going to be doing, like I said, this is the Airgun Ops segment. We're going to be doing the archery segment. We've got a segment dedicated to slingshots and the sling bows, which are becoming very popular, and we're having a lot of fun with those as well. I'm a big archery enthusiast anyway, between compound bows, long bows, recurve bow, crossbows, as well as a gun advocate. You know, I'm a big fan of that. But we're kind of looking at it's everyone's done the gun thing to death, so we're trying some new stuff. So what we're doing is we're going to be heading out in the field, and we're taking 4 medium grade air rifles, and we're going to take these out. We're going to do some ballistic tests in the field, and we're going to you know, show you that for a relative small amount of money, you can set one of these air rifles up. They're lightweight to pack. What I like about it, and I'll talk about that, the ammo for these in just a few minutes, is the weight. You know, I can carry 500 rounds. I can carry 500 pellets with me and go in my pocket. Versus if I've got any caliber rifle, 223. 30-06, even at 22, 500 rounds, it takes up a lot of real estate, a lot of weight. This, I can carry 3 cans of 500 rounds each in my backpack, in my pocket. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So what I want to talk to you, I want to talk about the 4 guns we're going to demo, and then kind of care and keeping of these. To different types of pellets that you can use on these, which is best for small game. And when we're talking about these air rifles, you know, we're looking at squirrels, rabbits, birds, small game such as that you can use in long-term sustainability. And two things are happening with these air rifles. Number one, I'm not giving my position away, and number two, I'm not scaring every animal off within a 3-mile radius when I try to take a squirrel with a 20 gauge 410 shotgun, or I'm with 22 or 30-06. It doesn't matter what caliber. I'm scaring off the game in that area. But with these new type air rifles, they're very quiet, and I have the capability to take numerous targets out in a day. So let's talk about the 4 that we'll be looking at, and I want to start with the Ignite Black Ops. And This is a really cool air rifle, 177 caliber, or 1,250 feet per second. This is it's a tactical rifle. Kind of looks a little bit like a Barrett 50 cal in a way. Folding bipod. It's got adjustable cheek plate, adjustable buttstock. This is just a really cool style rifle. It's got a decent amount of weight to it. I was really impressed with the overall construction of this rifle. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this thing will do in the field, especially being the 1,250 feet per second range. All the rifles we're looking at are about in that range, and that's what you're going to need to get out there and actually be able to harvest small game when you're in the field, whether you're doing training, whether you're practicing your bug out, whether you're camping or just recreation. So that's the Ignite Black Ops. And what I like about these is most of these rifles come with a pretty good optic. The 4-power scope that's manufactured by the people who make the rifle. And you could put a Leopold, Redfield, you could put a Trijicon on here if that's what you want to do. But out of the box, the 4-power scopes are pretty accurate within what your parameters are of the rifle itself. So the second one we're going to look at is the Gammo Bone Collector, and this is also 177 caliber, 1,300 feet per second. This is a hot little shooter. This rifle I've actually used in the field before, and this is my squirrel collector. Is what this is. But this is a really good rifle. Gammo done a great job on the Bone Collector, especially with the style. It's got a good 4-power scope on it. Got a decent optic, lightweight. Overall, just a really good small game air rifle. Then we're going to go to another Gammo, which is the Gammo Silent Cat, which is 1,250 feet per second, and it's also a 177 caliber air rifle. The thing that I like about the Silent Cat is it's a pretty good open sight fiber optic with adjustable elevation and windage. And on this one, I'm actually running a 4-power Bushnell scope. We're just playing around with it, and put a Bushnell on there, and just kind of tuning and tweaking, see what we can get out of it. And this air rifle is super quiet. It has a suppressor system on it. This thing is whisper quiet. You're not going to scare any kind of game off when you're out there hunting with this rifle. And then the last one we're going to look at, and one that I have not tried. This is a new rifle. We haven't tried this one out yet. And this is the Ruger Impact, and this is a 22 caliber air rifle, and operating 1,000 feet per second. And the really cool thing about this is this air rifle is so well made. I mean, it's a Ruger, Ruger badge all over it. It's got a Ruger brand scope, 4-power scope, wood stock. I mean, it's actually got some nice features for an air rifle. So we're really looking forward to see what this rifle will do in the field compared to the 177 calibers that kind of overshadow it for feet per second. Like I said, this air rifle is 1,000 feet per second, where the Bone Collector is 1,300. So this air rifle's giving up 300 feet per second, but you're getting a larger caliber pellet out of it. So we're looking forward to seeing, actually what the difference is when we start doing some ballistic tests in the field before we actually go out and try to actually take some game with these rifles. So that's the Ruger Impact. So this will be the 4 that we'll be demoing in the field. And I want to talk to you just a minute about care and cleaning for these rifles. Yes, it's an air rifle, but you still have to maintain it like you would any other type of rifle. So always carry a bottle of Hops gun oil with me. These rifles need to be, the barrels need to be oiled before they're fired. And then there's a product, and what this is these air rifles have an O-ring when you break them, the cylinder. And what this does is just a little bit of this grease on your finger and just coat that O-ring down, and that's going to keep it from dry rotting, cracking, and you have to replace the O-ring. So upkeep on these are pretty important. It's very simple, but you still need to do it. It's not just, well, yeah, I got this pellet gun and I don't have to do anything to it. Take it out of the box. If you really want to get the maximum accuracy, the maximum velocity that these rifles are capable of, then you need to take care of them. If you want 1,300 feet per second, there's steps you have to take. You just can't take it out of the closet after 6 months and expect it to, operate properly. So now we're going to talk just a minute about the pellets that these air rifles fire, and the difference is 177 caliber is 4.5 millimeter, where 22 caliber is 5.5 millimeter. So there's all kind of different brands, all different kind of makes of these air rifle pellets, from hollow points to ballistic tips, to maxi mags, ultra magnums, super heavies. Like Premier Ultra Magnum is a 10.5 grain pellet. Everything from like the Patrici, which is a plastic casing that the pellet actually sits down in and separates when you fire it. So Ruger, the Ruger Impact Series 22 caliber pellets specifically for the Ruger Impact. Everything from the Gammo Red Fires, 7.8 grain. This is like a ballistic tip pellet. So it's not your dad's Daisy Red Ryder BB gun anymore, and you can have a lot of fun with these. They're really good for training. If you don't want to burn rounds at the range, or if you don't maybe have a place that you can engage in firearms training, but you can operate an air rifle, with a pellet trap. Really good for practice your trigger control, your breath control, to get your accuracy down to when you do move up to an actual rifle, or just good for training in general, and also small game hunting. And like I said, they're a lot of fun. So I usually on a long trip I'll pack an air rifle. It's usually the Gammo Bone Collector, but I'll pack one of these rifles just to have something with me that I can take small game with, and as well as kind of practice in the field without large caliber rifles going off. So when you're looking at this, and like I said, once we get out in the field and we start doing some testing, you'll see more of that. A lot of different brands, a lot of different models. You can spend excess from $100 up to $3,000 for some of these air rifles. So a good affordable rifle, which is what we're looking at, between the $150 to $180 range is what we're working with here. Just to kind of show you that you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money in order to own one of these air rifles and have a lot of fun, and actually consider this as a prep tool. Some people will argue, what am I going to, it's not a defensive tool. Well, in a certain extent, it could be, but like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's good practice, and it's just one of those things that you want to look at, broadening your skill set one step further than the guy next to you. Taking it one more step, with whether it's archery, whether it's air gun, air rifles, firearms, whether it's bladed, knives, tomahawks, whatever it is. It's just one step further, knowing how to use the tools that you would need in any kind of situation. And it could be everything from over a weekend camping trip. Could be anything from a survival situation. Could be anything from a bug out situation. So it's really having a diverse skill set and not limiting yourself to one ideal of how things should be. And hopefully in upcoming videos, as I've said before, we'll touch a lot of this. So let's get packed up and we'll get out in the field and do some ballistic testing, and maybe we'll see if we can put one of these to work and see if we can get dinner for tonight. All right, see you in the field.